Hey everybody, it's Jane from Jane Stitches. Today I'm going to show you roughly how to put together two Dear Jane blocks. This is Mohawk Trail G2 and this one is Ben's Bowtie H10. I do have a video where I go into great detail about how to hand piece. So I will put that link below in the comments. But these are very sweet blocks. They're simple because it's just hand piecing. Many, many, many little tiny triangles. But, you know, other than time, which, you know, I would say each one of these blocks from soup to nuts, you know, tracing the templates, cutting them out, cutting out the fat, the whole 9 yards. I think there were 3 hours a block to do everything. So it's a lot of hand piecing, but I love it. And it goes by pretty quickly. So watch on. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. So here is block. It's H10. It's called Ben's Bowtie. So we see the little bow tie here. And I really strongly advise you when you're doing these Dear Jane blocks that have tons of little pieces to lay them all out on something that you could pick from and sew. And as I've said before, I've had these pieces stick to me, my elbows, everywhere. You know, here's an extra one because I was sure I lost it, but it was stuck to my elbow. And also, if you need, make sure that you label your pieces. I didn't really need to with these because they're all pretty much different. If they're really close and in the same fabric, I will label them. So I'm going to do this in the ways, if you've watched me before, in rows. So this row, and this row. I'm gonna sew my little triangles, right? I'm hand piecing everything. Sew this up, and then sew that together. Same with this. Then those go on to that middle piece. And then I'm just gonna continue this as I work through this block. Now I am gonna put below in the description a video I made on how to hand piece or how I hand piece, so I don't have to keep recreating the wheel when I'm doing these Dear Jane blocks because there's over 300 of them. I don't see anything really challenging about this one except keeping it organized. And I also like to take my diagram and just color in what's going to be the feature fabric and what's going to be my background. So this is my background, this is my feature. And that's it. So I am going to get these 3 rows put together, and then I'll meet you back here and show you just how I pin when we have all these, you know, seam allowances, intersections coming together. And then we will finish this block, or I will finish this block unless you're sewing along with me, which would be great. And then I'm also going to tackle this block in today's video. This is block G2 Mohawk Trail. And it's beautiful. It's got this kind of sawtooth going on. This I absolutely had to color in, no doubt about it. Because I would just get really confused with these triangles. And even like if you look here and here, we have backgrounds butting up next to each other, just in these 2 spots. So you want to be careful of that. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. So this row, so this row, and this row. And by the way, when I do these rows, when you see, you know, the inside square like this, just like I'm going to do these triangles, I will do that inside 4 triangle square. What is it called? I don't even know. Half square triangles. Jane, what kind of quilter are you? You don't know what that is. But I will complete that inside square just like I will do that here. And then attach these, and I will attach these units to the inside. So I'm going to get these to the point where they're almost completely done, but I'm going to meet you back here and show you how I put it together, how I handle all the intersections when they all come together. So I hope you're doing this with me. If you have any questions, like I always say, ask in the comments. I'm going to get my needle and thread ready, and I'm going to start stitching these up. So here is the cute little Ben's bow tie all done. Really sweet block. I have to tell you, I have not perfected the pressing. And when you're pressing like these points, and I've got a lot of bulk here, you know, I could turn them over this way. It's just as much bulk. And I could spin them maybe this way. But then I have bulk here. So I'm going to fiddle around a little bit more, but they create like a roll, you know, as you're pressing that in. So your points will suffer for it. So if anybody has pressing recommendations, please let me know. But here it is. It's really, like all of them, it's really, really sweet. And it's all just pure hand piecing. Oh, my thread's sticking to me. And that's it. So I'm really happy with that. I love that I found this old fabric to go with. I have 3 background fabrics I'm using, and it went so well with this one. Now, so that one was Ben's bow tie. The other one I'm going to show you how I pin and then stitch along is Mohawk Trail, another purely hand-pieced, really pretty little block, and lots of triangles. Both of these had tons. So first thing I'm going to do is I pressed. I sewed, you know, everything together, and I pressed. And here I pressed towards my feature fabric, not my background. And I am open to changing that, which is another reason we don't sew into our seam allowance, so we could flip these around as needed. So I've got my applique pins, and I'm going to pin. I'm starting from the opposite end than where I sew from. So I'm lining up my intersections, squish it down so these are nice and flat. If you don't, and I saw this happen in a class recently, you could have the pin like this, right? And then pin, and you're going to have a big mess. I really exaggerated that, but just put your pin in, push it down, and pin. All right. Now, we've got 2 points, these kind of sandwiched together, this and this. So I like to just feel that as they kind of knit together. Then I'll put another pin here. Same thing down here. Like that. And you can feel these knit together, those little seams. Okay, now let's sew. And I'm going to sew from here and through the seam allowance so you could see that, because a lot of people ask me about that. So I go through one intersection. Fussy, fussy. Oh, and I even went in a little too high. Push that down. Big stitch. And then I'm gonna, I know I need to push that down a little bit. Take another stitch, that's my back stitch. There goes Henry. And there it is, a little bit high. I just want to show you what that looks like. So let's see if I could get the sun reflecting off, but it's a little high. It's like 2 threads over my sewing line. And when you're working this tiny, you need to be as accurate as possible. So I'm going to take my needle out, push it down a little bit. Right on the money. Still a little high, so we push that down. And now, as I approach the seam allowance here, I'm just going to push that to the side, push it out of my way. I've got a lot of layers of fabric in there. Boy, can you feel it. Doing a back stitch there, and then I'm going to go in underneath that seam allowance, right? Back in and out the other side, just like that. And you get a nice knot like I just did. Okay, and pull it, don't pull it so it puckers, but pull it so everything's nice and flat. Make sure everything looks good. Push that seam allowance out of the way, and then go in, out the other side. Looks good. And that's it. And then we just keep on going. I am going to have to go see how, here we go, good example. See how much higher, let me turn it around this way, my needle is than my sewing line. We don't want to keep going. We want to get that so it hits the sewing line on the front and the back. So I'm going to take my needle out, push it down a little bit. And it's right on the money. So that's it, you guys. I am going to come back. We'll look at both of these pressed. And honestly, if you have any hints about how to press all these seams, I would really appreciate it, because my goal, all of our goal, we want these to lay flat and have nice points. Let's give it a quick press. I don't use any steam in my irons. I do have a mister in case I need it, like if I'm ironing linen or something. But for me, I find that the steam distorts the fabric. That's why I don't use it. But there is our Mohawk trail. And this is Ben's bow tie. Really sweet blocks. And I don't have my ruler, but I'm using Hobby Stash's patterns. And, I don't have my square ruler, but they've all consistently measured just a tad over 5 inches unfinished. So anyway, have fun with this, you guys. They're really sweet. Let me know if you have any pressing advice. And happy stitching, everybody, and I'll see you next time.